Welcome back to Neighbors.
Oh. I thought you were
Wasn't expecting that, were you?
Yeah, I thought you were doing that fucking farting shit like you always do.
Nope, that's what I did.
Just ripping butt.
Yep.
Not ass. Can't say ass anymore on the podcast.
Nope, it's all butt. Could you imagine if we try to do it like PG one time? I don't think we could do it.
I know I couldn't. I cuss too much.
I think I could handle it. It would take a little. I'd have to focus a little bit. But you know what I realized last time? We were talking about the cul-de-sac. How we used to play games. And that's where we left it.
Like, that's where we stopped talking about it. Like, we live in a cul-de-sac. We play games.
That was it,
Subject.
dude. That was it, yeah. We went so far on a tangent that we didn't talk about the games
Like,
we used
dude,
to
we
play.
want to know about the games.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We can talk about this game.
That's half the fun of the cul-de-sac.
I remember this show. I can't remember what it was called, but it had these kids, and they would make up games.
Teletubbies.
No.
Dragon Tales?
I'm pretty sure Teletubbies was like... I was on some next level weird shit, dude.
Dude, Teletubbies are people who tripped acid and they saw like their four friends as the Teletubby things. And like, that's the world. We're making that a show.
I don't even know, dude.
See, this is what happens, dude. We start with one thing.
No, but it wasn't Teletubbies.
No, I know.
It was this game where they had these like young adults, probably teenagers, maybe, I don't know.
A young adult or a teenager? Those are two different things.
No, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
David, if you write a book and it's a young adult book, it's for teenagers.
I know. Just kidding. Keep going.
I can't remember what it was called, but they created like different games. They would take like one game and then they add some features from another game and then they make it into their own game.
Oh, here's an idea. Google it.
Anyway, we created this game. Yeah, we called Rock Tag.
Oh, I remember this.
And whenever I tell anybody about that, they're like, "You guys fucking threw rocks at each other."
So dumb.
No, we had a game for that, and that was called, I don't know.
Dodge the fucking rock.
Yeah.
We did used to throw rocks at each other, though.
No.
We did.
We never threw rocks.
No, we did. Not like big ones. There were times we would be standing... Because you had this big old stretch of rocks that would separate your house from your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And we would stand like in the middle of the street and
it's
people...
called gravel.
Thank you. You had gravel. Fuck.
Still have it. Still there. Although it wasn't always gravel. It used to be that big fucking ugly bush.
I do remember that, yeah. Wasn't it bark dust at one point, too?
Maybe. But all I remember, back when we had that bush there, that our next door neighbor was like selling drugs or something. Remember, he got swatted?
Yeah, dude. I was out playing
actually
basketball.
swatted.
Yeah, no, I was out playing basketball and all the cops rolled up and all I wanted was a sticker.
Was it drugs?
Yeah, it was weed. Marijuana.
Isn't that so crazy? Isn't that so crazy?
Right? He's going to come back to the neighborhood and be like, I did my time for this.
Yeah.
Now everybody in this cul-de-sac is getting high.
Yeah, it was like...
Damn it.
What would that be? 20 years ago?
Wow,
maybe not that long, but
no,
yeah,
but close. That's ballpark.
Yeah, and he just went.
That might be like the extreme.
The SWAT team came in because he had marijuana.
Dude, yeah, I was out. I was out shooting hoops on the neighborhood basketball hoop.
Actually, they came in silent.
No, they came in super silent, dude. There was like all of a sudden there was 4 cop cars that rolled up, and I'm just like this little kid with a basketball. Like, oh, can I have a sticker?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. He's like, go inside. I'm like, oh, well, can I have a sticker first? My dad's like, David, come inside. I'm like, I want a sticker, and he's like, no, get your ass inside. I was like. Just pissed, man. I just want a fucking sticker. That's it. It's not that hard.
That was. I remember that happening.
Dude, yeah, that was wild.
My sister Kendall said something really rude to him, I think, but afterwards. I can't remember what it was. It was like something like, damn. But it's just so crazy to me. He was growing weed.
Yep.
Legal now.
Yeah.
Cheap as fuck out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's nuts. But the game called Rock Tag.
Yeah.
Was we had a basketball hoop.
Okay.
In the cul-de-sac. And that was the home base.
Yep, I remember.
So the game was basically hide and go seek tag. But the basketball hoop was like safe zone. Yep. So if once the game started, or the person who was would count to whatever, and then would try and find everyone and chase them down, right? But what I've noticed, and I think probably everybody who's ever played tag ever, eventually the slowest person in the group gets tagged, and they're it for fucking ever until the game is over.
So long. I used to feel so bad that I would intentionally let myself like get tagged.
Get tagged, right?
And then I would get frustrated because I couldn't get anybody. I'm like, David, you idiot.
So then
you were having so much fun.
Yeah. So this
and
game
then your moral conscience came out.
had rounds. This game had rounds.
Yep.
So if everyone got to the base and the person who was it didn't tag anyone, the person who got to the base last had to play rock, paper, scissors.
Yep.
And if you lost best 2 out of 3, then you were it. If you won, the person who stays it.
Yeah.
And that's just how it works. And that gave the person who might not be the fastest to not always be
for sure.
To not always be it. And so I don't know why we decided to call it rock tag. Probably because it's rock, paper, scissors.
I guess, yeah.
But
just a lazy fucking name.
Lazy name, dude.
Dude, we used to play some fun games, though. I remember we would do the Mark McGuire power bat. We would hit tennis balls.
Oh, yeah. Tennis balls with the
and the tennis rackets, too. Bat, yeah, that, too. Yeah, dude. Oh, it was so fun. But we had, like, such a narrow strip of street to, like, land the ball in.
It's worse now. I didn't feel like it was that bad before.
Yeah, we were also a lot smaller. Oh, yeah, that, now. Too. Yeah, dude, neighborhoods are getting wild. And then 198th? They're doing so much work to that. It's getting shut down from July to September.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The whole street?
Well, like a good chunk of it, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's going to be suck for us.
Like one side so you can go on the other one, or the whole strip is just...
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I can't imagine them closing it all the way off, but, stranger things have happened.
That's bad.
It's going to suck dick.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of, probably, people coming through the neighborhood, which is fine.
For sure.
Yeah.
Set up a lemonade stand like the good old days. Get some traffic.
Dude, lemonade's good.
Lemonade is good.
I always feel bad because now I carry no cash ever. So if you want to rob me, you're getting my plastic card and you're not going to buy anything because I'll shut the card off. Because I have an app for that, right? Yeah. So
I'll break your fucking phone first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then I just got to get on the computer somewhere. As long as I don't die.
I'll take your keys.
But I always feel super bad when I'm driving by the park.
Yeah.
And these like little kids are out there and they have their lemonade stand or their tea stand or popsicles or Otter Pops, whatever. And I have to stop and ask them if they have a permit because that's just American, you know?
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. You can sell whatever you want. But I feel bad because I never have money, you know?
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I do it with Girl Scouts too. Like, I will take the longer walk to the exit that's not convenient just to avoid them. Or, especially with Girl Scouts, I'll pay for my stuff and like sit at the side. And then I'll wait for somebody to walk out and I'll walk out behind them.
Yeah, so they get asked first.
Yeah, exactly. And I can just beeline through. But, dude, yeah,
why are you just like, fuck you, you're not getting your badge today?
Because, wow, that's a little aggressive. I mean, I like
They're aggressive on their cookie-selling tactics.
Yeah, they're little baby entrepreneurs.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
Yeah, because...
They got some damn good cookies.
Dude, those cookies are like crack cocaine.
Yeah. What do Boy Scouts do, dude? They didn't fucking nothing. I remember I had a couple friends who played Boy Scout, who were Boy Scouts.
Hey, you guys want to play Boy Scout?
And a couple of them who became Eagle Scouts or whatever. And I remember I asked them questions about what they did.
Okay, I thought it was just like general questions.
They learn how to do stuff, but like, oh yeah, but once you learn how to like start a fire with twigs or once you learn how to start a fire and build one, you just don't do it anymore. You go camping, you put gasoline on the shit, and you just fucking start. It's like, what's happening?
Like, oh, hey, you're going to be out in the woods? Here's a lighter.
Well, that was a huge thing before, right? Was that it was the topic of a lot of girls wanted to learn the Boy Scout stuff,
right?
The outdoorsy things.
No, I remember that.
And it was like, I don't really think they do that anymore.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I don't know.
I honestly have no idea what they do anymore.
Boy Scouts need to start selling some good shit.
Right?
What can they sell?
Charleston shoes?
No, because they got to have like Boy Scout something. Boy Scout wrenches.
Wrenches?
I was making
Would you buy a wrench?
No, I won't buy cookies either, though.
You would buy cookies?
I've never bought any Girl Scout cookies.
That's fair.
I've had people buy them, and I've eaten them.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
And my name doesn't get put on a registry.
You gotta have an alias.
Do you remember an alias for Girl Scout cookies? Yeah. They never asked for that kind of stuff, but do you ever give your information to stores? Like, hey, you want to sign up for this? You want to sign up for our loyalty program?
Here's the thing. On some stores, I do, but I always give them the email that I never check.
Yeah, but you use your first and last name, though. Your phone number and shit like that?
No, I don't use my phone number.
Never? They ask for it, you're like, nah, never mind.
Every now and then I do. It depends what it is.
I feel bad for retail stores that, like, give their people quotas that they have to hit. I talked to someone, or maybe when my sister was telling me, that people at Target, they have to hit, or they're supposed to hit, like, quotas for signing people up for, like, Target cards.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Ugh.
That's so gross.
I don't like that.
Like, dude, you're paying them minimum wage.
Right?
Fuck you.
Dude, like, help me out. Just sign up for this. I'll buy a Nintendo Switch and Pokemon, and, like, I'll just give it to you in the parking lot.
Yeah,
dude, like, come on, help me out. Please. I will pay you $200 to sign up. Yeah. I'll remove your name 3 days later.
I'll do it. I don't care. Just sign up so I have my numbers.
Yeah, for real.
So then you get to the point, though, where people are lying about the numbers and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I would just make my own people.
What was your first job?
My first job?
Mm-hmm. Like real job, like not like under the table stuff.
Pay stubs, yeah.
Pay stubs.
It was Express Employment.
The fuck is that?
It's like where you go do like contract jobs. So like I literally dug a ditch at this one place.
So was it like a?
It was basically just like general labor jobs that they needed cheap labor to fill. I mean,
Home Depot.
I mean, yeah.
You can find a lot of people for cheap labor.
Okay. It's true, yeah.
Dude, they do though.
No, I know.
People go over there for that shit.
But yeah, no. So I had a family friend who was working there, and I was done playing college baseball. So when was it? How old were you? Like 20, I guess. Yeah.
20's first job.
Yeah, like first like real job.
Yeah.
Like I did a bunch of shit under the table and like on the side, but like first like real job like
applied, had to get the job.
Yeah. Was
it like a temp agency type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after that it was the reserve. That I would consider the reserve like my first real job. Like
worked
consistent
at
hours.
Abercrombie.
Oh fuck, I worked at Abercrombie. That's my first real job. Dude. Oh my god. I forgot all about that.
Just block that shit out of your head.
Dude, I tried so hard. Clackamas Town Center. It was back. I did it seasonal when I was at Clackamas. And,
were you in the back or in the front?
No, I was in the back. Impact, dude. Impact all the way. I didn't.
You fucking ugly ass piece of shit.
Dude, yeah.
Did they make you wear skinny jeans?
No, I chose to wear skinny jeans. The Abercrombie jeans that they had, I hated how they felt. I did not like them. They were super tight on the hips, and I was like walking stiff-legged. I didn't like it.
Dude, it was impossible.
Dude, so here's the funny thing though. So I worked there through the winter. Because I just needed some money. My first shift was Black Friday.
Same, bro.
Dude, it was a fucking nightmare. The best was so it was crazy, and I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest with you. Like I was just trying to control the chaos, and like it did not work, obviously. But
that's crazy.
I made friends with this other kid, and like neither of us were the Abercrombie kids. Like we were the opposite. We just needed money, and 100%. So I sat there, and on Black Friday, my manager, the working manager, he was like, all right, like, just get this shelf organized and you guys can go home. Which is kind of like a catch-22, because Black Friday, you can't get shit organized.
Yeah.
So I'm working with this kid, and we're both like, dude, fuck this. We're out. We're over this. I don't even care about this job. So we sat there.
This is your first shift? Black Friday?
Yeah.
Just, I don't care anymore.
Well, no, it's not that I didn't care anymore. Like, I care, and I have a good work ethic, but like, my first shift is Black Friday. The odds are stacked so far against you. I see a way out. I'm taking it. I'm making it happen.
They have so shifts too.
Yeah. But so we sat there and we took all this mess of a shelf and we pulled the things that you could stack the highest and the firmest and fold like the neatest. And we jammed everything else in the back, and we just built this giant barrier. And he stood watch and made sure nobody came by to pull anything, because if you pulled one thing, that shit was all squirting out.
Yeah.
And so, like, he saw it, he's like, oh, damn, like, this looks really good, dope, get out of here. So we ran, we clocked out, and we were out of there. Dude. But
Did you talk to you about it? They're like, dude, we pulled that fucking large pair of pants and just...
Didn't talk about it at all. The other funny thing, though, was we got new managers, right?
Yeah.
And so we got called in for reviews and whatnot.
Called in for reviews?
Or not, yeah, it was like, not really reviews. It was kind of like, you enjoying your job? Do you want to keep getting hours? Like, when do you want to work? Like, I think 2 months, 2.5 months.
Okay, so it was like New Year.
Yeah, it was super short. And so the new manager, I just had a really bad feeling about him. I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
And so I sat there and I'm talking to her and she goes, all right, cool. Well, like, do you want to stay on the schedule? And I'm like, wait, what? She's like, do you want to stay? I'm like, I have a choice? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm good. I'm done. Like, that's it. Yeah. And so then I walked out to go see my buddy, because we were going to go see the second Sherlock Holmes movie. And I'm like, dude, I'm done. I don't have a job anymore. Let's go see this movie. And I felt so relaxed. But yeah, Abercrombie. I hated it.
Yeah, that was my first job too. I worked at Pioneer Square too.
Okay.
And so I had to get a job. Right. Because my parents were like, you can't just go to college.
Yeah.
You gotta have a job too. Which is fine. I think I was 18.
Okay.
Because that sounds really late.
So
like when I hear about it.
Yeah, 19 was my first
When I hear
job.
about it, it's like, that sounds really late. But both David and I played sports throughout all of high school. And I have an early birthday for my grade. So I turned 18 like my first year, or like the first 5 to 6 days of my senior year.
Right,
So I was still in high school, and I was playing sports and doing all that kind of stuff. And I worked under the table because I graduated early. So I worked under the table for my mom's friend doing her yard work, like their family yard work and stuff.
Yeah.
And but then I had to get a job because I was going to school at Portland State. So Abercrombie was right there because it was just perfect because I could.
It was just right, yeah.
I could go to
Hop,
I could go work
away.
there and then go, or vice versa. Get done with school and go there. And my first day was Black Friday, and it was crazy. And I was in the back too, doing all like the stock and scanning shit and doing all that kind of stuff. The job wasn't like terrible because it was only like 4 shifts, 4 to 5 hour shifts. That was it.
Yeah, they're super smart about that.
Yeah, but after the holiday season, it was instead of like talking to you as a person, they just stopped scheduling you. So I never got that.
Oh, really?
I didn't get that. Do you want to keep being on? Like,
interesting.
Being scheduled. It was the people who were hired on as seasonal help just stopped getting scheduled and didn't talk to you anymore.
Yeah,
and which was fine because I didn't care.
Right.
But I remember I was talking to one of the managers because the management staff was actually super cool.
Yeah,
everyone there was really cool except for I was at 18. I was pretty straight edge of like I didn't really drink that much. I had drank a little bit in high school, but not a lot. Like not at all what some people would. I never like smoked cigarettes. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do anything. But these people were like talking about acid,
dude,
and
right?
And doing all this shit.
Abercrombie people go hard, man.
So
that's what happens when you walk around.
So I didn't fit in with the people in terms of what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But they were nice. So that was fine. When I was talking to the managers, you have to have a bachelor's degree to be a manager.
I know. It's crazy.
How fucking stupid is that?
Dude, yeah, that's unreal.
I learned a lot about Abercrombie too. Did you know that they made uniforms for World War II?
I did not know
the company that like Abercrombie Company, that's what
I had no idea. I did not know that.
It's kind of cool.
That is actually really cool.
Their business plan for their employees sucked dick, apparently.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, they make money, but...
dude, yeah, I had a bunch of really cool managers. The first group of managers was dope. I really enjoyed them. But, yeah,
it was just... All of a sudden, I stopped getting scheduled. Like, right around the New Year, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it was just... Do I have a job? I don't think I ever quit. Like, I never called them and quit. Yeah. They didn't call me and tell me I was fired, so I'm still employed.
Yeah, get that discount, dude.
And then I started working at Sanitopia. I worked there for a decent amount of time, about a year. Yeah. Then I started working at a laundry place, which was commercial laundry. Yeah. Moved to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Did all that kind of stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is going to sound super gross, but how often did you wash the uniform? First off, how many, like, uniforms did you have from Abercrombie? Okay, you had one, just shirt and pants?
Shirt and pants.
Love it. How often?
But they made me wear skinny jeans. Okay. And it was the most uncomfortable thing in the whole fucking world.
Did you wear sandals or did you wear, like, closed-toed shoes?
I wore Converse, I think.
Dude, no way, yes! What,
I had, like, a flannel.
How, yes, dude, the red one?
Yeah, red and, like, blue or something like that. What year was this?
This was my...
What year did the Avengers come out? 2012. It would have been 2012.
Yeah?
2011. No. Yeah, 2011, 2012.
Yeah?
We just worked at the same same company. Just
that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, so this is the gross thing. Like, did you wash that often?
I don't remember, to be honest.
So here's the thing, like... That room smelled like they had perfume and all the musk going. Like
I do remember that. It was in the same songs,
right?
Just Mariah Carey.
Oh, it's the worst, man. I hear that song still today, and it just puts me in such a shit mood.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm like, here goes 4 hours of my life.
Mine was 2 stories tall too, so I had to go up and down. Stuff for stocking. It was terrible.
Yeah, but so like the fog machine that they would fill with perfume or cologne.
Yeah,
like dude, if my clothes smelled like just a little bit, I would just go stand under there. Like they never smelled bad because all it smelled like was Abercrombie. Yeah, I could never tell.
Yeah.
But I was afraid to put them in the washing machine too. I was afraid my other clothes would smell like it. No,
and shrink.
I'm not shrink. I don't care about that.
My pants were already too small.
Yeah. I didn't mind. I think I still have the jeans somewhere. No, I got rid of them actually. I think I took them to Plato's Closet.
Yeah, there's no way. That was my first job though. That's hilarious.
No
that we had the same
dude. That is
like the exact same time.
I've really tried to block it out.
Yeah, I don't like that job. I showed up one time because the shifts started pretty early at like 7.
Yeah.
And so in order to get there, I had to take the Max. So for those of you guys who don't know Portland or Oregon that well, we have a transit rail, a light rail line called the Max, and it can go from pretty deep into Hillsborough all the way out into Gresham.
Yep.
It goes pretty far, and it goes a little bit south, but not too deep. I think it might get to Clackamas Town Center.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to go. You have to go a different way. So I'm coming from Beaverton going into Portland, and it takes about an hour on the max to get there.
Give or take, yeah.
And so I had to get up early and get there, and the manager didn't show up for like 45 minutes. So I was there from 7, and I stayed till 7:30. And there was like, I think 4 or 5 of us who were there that were scheduled, and the person didn't show up. And so at 7:30, I gave him 30 minutes, and I left. And so by the time I got home, I think I got out of the max and back to my car, they called me. And they're like, hey, sorry, this is what happened. I was like, it's okay. Like, I understand. And they're like, well, can you come back? And I was like, fuck no.
Dude.
I was like, there's no way. That is not my fault. And I'm already home. It'll take me an hour to get there. My shift was only 4 hours long.
Yeah, and not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come back. I'm going to go do my own thing.
So, you remember the interview process you had?
It was in like a supply closet / like server room where they had like their computers and shit.
Yeah.
It was a group thing.
Okay.
So it was like 4 or 5 people. And it was just, tell us what diversity means.
Dude, okay, I'm so happy you say this. So, my interview process was the exact same, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, my...
Probably still the same.
Yeah. My old roommate, Jake Buchanan, he got me the interview because they were hiring like crazy.
Yeah, they have.
And a bunch of people, a bunch of other sports people. And there was a soccer player that...
Was Jake out front?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be
Jake was out front, for sure.
Yeah, he would be out front.
But so there was this soccer player from Clackamas who I knew and was like pretty good friends with, and she was like, I don't know what to do for the interview, like blah 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 blah. What are you gonna say for this and that? And my naive ass was like, all right, cool, don't take my answer. I'm gonna say something along the lines of this.
Yeah, I just said it.
They just said it verbatim, and I'm just like, this fucking motherfucker. Are you serious? I give you a gift, and you're gonna do this to me?
Yeah, you could have just brainstormed something.
Right? And then they come back, they're like, all right, so that's a really good answer, David. What do you think? And I'm like. And I just like make up something just off a whim. And the girl next to me was just like, the one who used my answer, she goes, wow, okay, like that's really good. And I'm like, you're fucking right, it is.
It has to be.
Yeah. And I'm like, you did that to me? You did me dirty?
Yeah.
I was so pissed. From that day on, I'm like, all right, cool. Always give them like the 3rd or 4th best answer.
It was weird because I think I went from like not or having the job for a couple months to like not, but I don't remember when it was because I got hired on like late May in Cinetopia because I started like right after the first Avengers came out. It was at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
And my sister Kirsten had the job before me. That was her first job. I believe it was her first job.
Dude, what is with people in Abercrombie?
I think it's just really easy. Like it's really easy. Yeah. I mean, all retail, right? It's just really, really easy.
The
all
turnover is super high.
Super high. Sure, plus, it's seasonal stuff, so it's really easy.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was like, do you think they would hire me, or are they looking to hire people? And she's like, I think so.
Are you not people?
No, I'm better than people.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. What is he talking about?
What is he saying?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Say he's God. Yes.
Anyways, slowly 4th.
So she's like, I think so. So I filled out an app and I printed it out. And as I was walking in, the assistant general manager at the time was walking towards me, and she was in charge of hiring.
Assistant to the assistant regional manager?
Pretty much. And I was like, hey, our person introduced me, like, yeah, I would really like, to work here. And she's like, okay.
That's it?
Yeah, she's like, all right. Yeah, you can work here.
That was it?
Cool. Pretty much. I think we sat down, and she asked me, like, a couple questions. Asked me about my availability.
Do you know how to spell your name?
I messed it up. I accidentally put the H before the C, and she was like, chill.
Wow, this is a very, like, exotic name. You're hired. That's what got you the job.
You know what, though? This is what happened. I remember.
I don't like this.
Now, between Abercrombie and that, I went and I wanted to get something different, so I went and tried to apply for Dish.
Okay.
Like the cable company.
Yeah.
And because I always heard that even though they walk around as sales, if you can make the sales, dude, you make some good money.
They make
so it's like, okay.
dollars.
And it was at Washington Square Mall.
Yep.
In Tigard, or is this considered Walton? I think it's Tigard, though.
That's Tigard.
Yeah, and I went over there, and I started talking to them, and he's like, yeah, okay, like, feel free to hang out. I was like, hanging out? It's weird. And then, like, another person showed up for the interview, and he's like, oh, yeah, feel free to hang out. And it was just like, what the fuck's going on?
Social experiment. How long will these kids wait?
Yeah, so what happened was... Dude, what happened was I started asking questions like how commission worked or what was going on. He's like, yeah, so us three will hang out here and we'll try and make sales and, you know, we do all this stuff. And I was like, dude, I'm like, how many people do you talk to today? And he's like, usually around like 5. I'm like, how many hours you work? You know, he's like, 8. And I'm like, 5 people, dude. And there's going to be 3 of us. So each of us are going to have 1 to 2 people. So I'm doing the math in my head like, this doesn't sound good.
No, dude.
And so I was like, I got to go to the bathroom.
Just never came back.
So I went and I started walking. And I did have to go to the bathroom. But it was like me giving myself an excuse to like piss and like text someone and to be like, dude, what the fuck's going on? And so I was like, went to the bathroom and I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm out. So I started walking. The dude is walking toward. Oh fuck! So I had to turn around and I didn't go back. Obviously, I just found my way out of the mall.
Right.
And I went home. But he never contacted me again. And it was just a really weird thing. But he said, he's like, what was your name? I was like, Mitchell. He's like, wow, that's a really like original name or unique name. And I was like, Mitchell?
Dude,
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god!
It's like, I mean, have you heard Michael? Because that's what everyone calls me. Like,
he's just going off a script at that point, no matter what the name is. Yeah.
Sam? Wow. Oh. Shit.
Whoa.
Dude, I won't even think that.
What's the origin of that name?
From?
Wow.
I wonder what the origin of Sam is.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's a trip. I don't want to go.
It was really interesting.
Shit.
So then I went and did the Cinetopia thing, worked in movie theater.
Yeah.
If you're young, like movie theaters are a great job.
Dude, the golf course was great. Yeah. Just come home for the summer, kind of put your social life on hold, and just work a fuck ton of hours.
Yeah, you can do a lot, and not only that, golf. But you get so the perk from certain things. Yeah. So if you can find a job where you don't really mind doing it when you're young, you know, to get experience, and then you get some of these free perks. Like going to free movies really saves you. And then when I became a manager, it was free movies and like watching the movies early. Yeah. It was free food and really taking advantage of the perks.
I gotta drive cars on the golf course. Yeah. Like park them on certain holes. Oh, yeah. So fun.
I had a couple friends who did who worked at car dealerships where they worked a job where they had to drive cars from different lots. That's cool. And so they just got to drive a bunch of different cars.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Which, you know, you're out. You don't really have to deal with customers, really. Right. Which is a huge thing. Like, if you can't deal with people, it's rough. But the big thing about working a retail job, I would consider even a movie theater retail, is you learn how to work a cash register. Learning how to handle money is a big thing.
Big time, for sure, yeah. Do you think you could work a sales job?
I think I could work a sales job. I mean, I just had a job offer for a sales job.
Oh, okay. Would it have to be like the right sales job?
Yeah, it had to be the right thing to sell. I have to be excited about it. Right location. Location and time is the big thing. Usually sales require you to put in, you know, a lot of extra time and hours. I think if I was going to do a sales thing, it would probably be real estate.
Okay.
I think I could kill the real estate game.
Yeah, I feel like
it's just really competitive.
It's super
But I think I could do a good job.
You gotta put in the work, too.
Yeah, I think I could do a good job. The biggest thing is that I really like houses. Yeah. So... I mean,
that's fair, yeah.
I love watching like HGTV House Hunters and like those kind of property, all those things. And it's really interesting. But I have a really specific style.
Shiplap.
Yeah, but I think that it would be fun to help people find a home.
But if you were gonna just do like a sales job like for fun, what would it be for you?
If I was gonna sell something, like anything in it, like
like computers, video games, like what would it be? Like, for me, it would be skateboarding, hands down. I would love to work at a skateboard shop.
Yeah, sell some stuff like that.
Whatever, yeah. I'd be all about that.
I would probably work at, like, a hobby store. Like, selling, like, game stuff. Okay. Board games, card games, D&D stuff. Okay. Those kinds of things. So what I've noticed, dude, is Rainy Day Games. Rainy Day Games has some bitch-ass employees.
Do they? I haven't been back to Rainy Day Games in ages.
So, I go there was going there on a pretty... regular basis because I was buying a lot of dice, and because if anyone plays D&D that's listening, is you just buy a bunch of dice.
Throw them dice.
Yeah, gotta roll them, dude. We gotta roll them. But it's it's fun to get different colors for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why it's like why it's fun to just have different things, or if you're playing a different character, roll different dice for them.
That's fair.
But you know how, like, have you ever played Yahtzee? And the dice just aren't going your way. Yeah, so then it's like, we need to get new dice. These dice are fucked.
For sure.
For whatever reason.
It's me and golf, man.
Get a different golf ball, get a different whatever. It's like they're all pretty much the same.
It's fair. I'll give you that.
But yeah, I think that when I was there, I don't know if it's because how I look. Like, because I'm not like super athletic looking anymore. Okay. But I don't know if it was because I'd look not the type to be playing D&D or
Yeah.
what they felt was not the type. And they were just super rude. Like, he's like, do you find everything okay? I was like, yeah. And I start asking him questions like, oh yeah, I found everything okay. I just want these things. And have you, what have you been playing lately? Have you ever played this other game? And he's just like just going through the motions, like not really saying much to me. And it happened to me 5 or 6 times from different employees.
See, now I really want to go just to see it.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rainy Day Games.
It was
I'm serious, let's go to Rainy Day Games.
And I had spent, and I'm never one of those people who's like, oh, I spent $150. I deserve something.
Right.
I don't think that. But when they take your information and they can see that you're a repeat customer over and over again, you would think that they would want to build a rapport with you.
Right.
Not because you're spending a bunch of money, just because you're in there a lot.
Right,
so
for sure.
if I'm working at a place like, when I was working at Centopia, I was managing, this guy came in, his name was Michael, and he brought his mom in every Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And when I came back from Colorado, when I lived there, I worked at a sales company doing logistics. So I was a middleman between freight trucks and whatever the supply was.
Right.
So if there was tomatoes that were in California that needed to go to Florida, I would be the middleman and pricing how much money it would be to ship them, and then paying the trucks less than what I was getting paid to make the margin.
Yeah. Dude, that's so funny. I had an interview for a job exactly like that too.
TQL?
Not TQL, it's a different company, but the exact same thing.
What was it?
I don't remember. It was years ago.
And to be honest, I didn't mind the board part of it, because the way that you train is you work under somebody who is an account manager who has their own stuff, and you help them book their loads.
Right.
So I didn't mind that part of it, but then getting to you're so fucking childish. I looked at you and you just smiled because I said load.
I was just going to ask if you blew anyone's loads, that's all.
I have one of the, anyway, I'll explain a couple things. But once I got done with that, or while I was there, they were paying a salary, and then you would make commission on top of the salary.
So they're giving you a salary plus commission on top of that to handle loads?
Yeah, to just handle all the loads.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
was the bigger load worth more?
The company always. The company was growing at a rapid pace. They were hiring a lot of people, doing a bunch of stuff, but then I got an offer because I was streaming a lot at the time, and I got an offer to play one of the games I was playing with Paladins. If you guys haven't checked out Paladins, it's on Steam. Super awesome game.
Super fun, actually.
It's really, really fun. It's like Overwatch, but has a small itemization system. It's free, and it's done by a company who they did Smite. So there are some bugs, and they've been working through it. It's patched pretty much monthly, I believe. But super fun game. I got paid $12 an hour to stream this game.
Okay.
And I was doing it, and at the time, $12 an hour was like $2.50 more than minimum wage.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, why not? And why I mentioned the salary part was because Oregon was changing its laws, because salary at $28,000 a year, if you worked overtime, past that over 40, then they had to pay you overtime.
Hell yeah.
But they it was $28,000 or lower. Then if you worked over 40, they had to pay you over that. And we were getting paid like 35, but they were changing the law to 48.
Oh, fuck.
And so the company was thinking about just paying everybody a specific hourly rate, and you'd still work, but you would get paid that overtime pay to get you to what your salary was. What they don't understand is that when you work overtime, you get taxed more for overtime hours and all that stuff. And so I was like, and it was I think they were looking at $13. I was like, if I can go play video games for $12 an hour,
right, something you enjoy,
something I really enjoy and want to do with as a career, I would that was something that at the time, and still would really love to be an influencer and streamer on that level.
For sure, I think streaming would be super fun.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
It was a blast. And so I was doing that, and then I decided to go back to Cinetopia as just a part-time employee because I was working about 16 to 20 hours with streaming, and so I wanted to get 16 to 20 hours of part-time job, so I had basically a full-time job.
No, it makes sense.
And what was my thought process there?
I don't know.
What were we talking about?
Salary, streaming, the price different.
I totally lost it. What were we talking about?
I don't know where you're going with that.
What were we talking about before this? How did I forget?
We were talking about salaries, Oregon changing the law, taxes.
Fuck.
Sales, commission.
Yeah.
Paladins.
God,
Cinetopia. But dude, I honestly don't know. I don't know where you were.
Yeah, I think I was going to get into a point of like sales stuff somewhere.
All right.
I don't know what we were talking about.
You good over there?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you look like you're hemorrhoiding now, man.
No.
Jesus.
What was it?
It'll come.
It'll come eventually. But anyway, I don't know where to go from that, but that's what I was doing. And what was my job after that?
Cinetopia?
Yeah, I went back to my point was I'm building a rapport with people.
There we go.
There it comes.
That's what it is.
People are probably listening to like
Michael. Yeah, Michael.
Like, what the fuck, dude? You're just talking about this thing.
Dude, you're talking about Michael. Michael!
So I went and I was just working like bitch position, right? just super concessions doing this thing. And it was July 4th. So it was, Independence Day. And typically speaking, that day is very slow.
Right.
Because people are out getting drunk, they're doing fireworks later at night. It dives. But it was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they kept the low prices of like $5 Tuesday. And I was like one of the only people there. And the manager who was on staff was the AGM, but she was terrible at her job. She knew nothing about technology and working at a movie theater you need to know. She couldn't do shit. So I was doing all this stuff at the same time. And this was the first time I had met Michael, really. I'd seen him a couple times, but this is the first time I met him. And he was like not having a good day because I'm just like trying to rush through getting people in. Right. And I was like, it's busy. I'm like the only person here. And he was just like, yeah, I'm like, we kind of had a decent conversation, quick, brief. He went off, watched the movie with his mom. And he came back after his movie and he just came up to me and he goes, what size shoe do you wear? And I was like, 13. And he's like, all right. And then he left. So it was like one of those things where someone asks you a question, you don't really process, you just answer it.
You're just on process.
Yeah, you just right, say what he asked, answer it.
Boom, done, next. Yeah.
And he left, and I was like, that was fucking weird, right?
Right.
Week goes by. Next Tuesday, I'm working. He comes in with his mom, and he has a box of Nike shoes.
Yeah.
And actually, I have the shoes right here.
Oh, those are dope.
Yeah, so he brings in these brand new Kobe 8s.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That can't happen often, especially at a job like that.
Right.
And he was just like, yeah, you were having a bad day and you were doing a great job. And, I really appreciate the service and you were killing it. So he gave me these shoes and I was like, dude, that's nuts, man. And
that's tight.
And so after that, I was just like, that's really, really cool. And my sister, Kirsten, was still working there as a server, and she came and looked at them, and I looked online, and they were like $350 at the time, and they might even still be like that. And so time went by, and I'd seen him, every Tuesday, and then I started to move into a managerial role. Right. And I'd managed before, and so I started doing that kind of stuff, and he congratulated me on that and did all this kind of stuff, and he then brought in another pair of shoes, and they were LeBron 11s, and they were limited edition. And I'm not a sneaker guy. Before in high school, I had a bunch of Vans, and I would buy different colored Vans to shirts and shit, because I guess back then was everything had to match.
Dude, yeah, I remember those.
And so I was like, dude, this is fucking insane. Yeah, this is nuts. He bought me another pair of shoes that's probably another $300.
Dude, that's tight.
And he bought me a present on my birthday.
Okay.
He gave me that backpack, that Nike backpack. Yeah. It was an Louisiana, New Orleans. Yeah. They had a gumbo league. It was a 3-on-3 league, and he brought me jerseys for each color. It was white and green, and then he brought me a pair of unreleased, never released Kobe's. All black. Okay. They're never released in the U.S.
That dude, what?
Yeah, and the backpack was full of all this stuff in it. But that guy would get mad if I got him free food. So if Kirsten would always serve on that, and so when she'd order food when he would order food from the theater, I would just cover it. I paid for that. But he would get for free and said, "What the fuck, dude? You get mad at me?" And I was like, "Damn, dude!" It's like I'm just trying to help you out,
Michael.
Yeah, I was like, "Michael, what's going on, man?"
Right, dude, come on, you cool?
Yeah, he's probably the one. Besides some of the employees that I had, because I did become friends with a lot of them. Yeah. Besides them, obviously, and he was probably the biggest thing I must about that theater. He was super cool, dude. No, not because he gave me free shit, but he was just really awesome to talk to. Yeah. And he was, because he worked for Nike at one point, and then he retired to help his mom, because his mom's health was declining, and she was really sweet. And I met he brought his siblings in. I met his brothers and sisters, and he was a really cool guy.
Dude,
he was like
rad.
a VP of basketball or NBA basketball or whatever. So that's how he got all this
That's
stuff.
tight.
Yeah,
That's super
So it just
rad.
goes to show.
Put a little effort in, goes a
If you
long
put
way.
some effort in and you smile through it, you can. Someone will hook you up with something
dude, that's
eventually.
what I love. Like, people just have the
Networking's
shit
huge.
days, and then like they just don't think anything's gonna happen because of it, or they get pissed when something happens because of it.
Yeah, that's another.
like,
That's
what?
another thing too. Is that like if you have the ability to change someone's day, do it. Try and do it once a day,
Right.
Or once a week, or just try and do it when you can.
Yeah, dude.
Just simple stuff. But see, that's why I try and do it rainy day games. I try and be like not in a level of even people in shoes, but
Yeah.
like trying to be really
personable- just a
friendly,
personable
so
person.
that because if they had a bad day, they have
Yeah.
someone's like, thank God someone's nice.
Dude, for
because
sure.
even doing tech at Nike, people come up and they annoy the living shit out of me because I've never. It's so insane to me how many people there are just they do not get technology at all. It's like you
Yeah.
work for Nike. There's this huge brand and you work on a computer every day. How do you not know to click the inbox drop down to see that your folders
Right.
and Outlook? Like, how do you not know that?
Yeah.
And the other thing too is people always want to watch you work.
Yeah.
So they like, stand on the other side of the desk and just stand over you.
We're just like, all right, guys, we'd love to do my job right
Yeah,
now.
like stop it.
It's
you
gonna
know?
take like 40 minutes, so.
And I have my computer, and
Yeah.
it's just a weird thing, but it's always really nice because I had one person who was annoying the shit out of me, like, and he was being really rude.
Yeah.
Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, employees at Nike, they get it. They understand that we didn't cause the problem. We're trying
Right.
to fix it. They're super nice and friendly. But one dude was making me mad because he was, and what my opinion was disrespecting my coworker.
Yeah.
He was getting really rude to her, and I almost said something to him. But I didn't because I was helping out this other girl, and then when she left, like she was making jokes about him, and she turned the day around because she was really friendly and nice.
That's cool,
and
yeah.
it was a cool thing. So the more you can do that, and networking's huge because you never know. He
There just takes one
he worked for
person.
Nike, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I'll help you get a job at Nike." Like,
Just takes
you
one
know.
person.
So it helps a lot with that, and if you have the opportunity. But my coach in football too, Coach Casey, he coaches football at George Fox now.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me and taught a lot of people who he coached that you can, in the world, in your life, there's only two things you can always control. And those two things are your attitude and your effort.
Yep. 100%.
The only two things. Everything else, pretty much out of your control.
Yeah, good.
And because you can always choose to put in more effort or
Right.
less. And you can
100%.
always choose to have a good attitude or a bad attitude.
Yep.
There are outside factors
That contribute.
that can make you choose
Right.
to have a bad attitude about it.
No, for
but if
sure.
you if you hate math and you're just like, I'm gonna have a good day in math and I'm gonna work really hard at
for
it,
sure.
or I hate running, or whatever it might
Yeah,
be.
glass half full, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about what you
hard.
believe.
It's
Oh,
hard,
no,
but
it's definitely not easy, but-
he threw that in our faces a lot, like this
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
He also made us. One thing when we ever go into his class, he would be like, "What room is your math class in? Or what room is your social studies class in? What time does lunch start?" He would make you pay attention to like details. Yeah, it was really-
My
he
favorite
cool
was
with that.
my favorite saying of his was, "You got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. Listen." It's like,
Yeah.
All right, cool. You
Yeah,
got it,
he
man.
also he hated phones.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember one.
He was like blueberry, blackberry, strawberry. Like,
Dude,
I'll run over
yeah.
all your berries.
Oh, I can totally see him saying that.
Yeah, he does say
My
that
other
shit.
favorite was when I think it was like Halo 3 or Halo 2 came out.
That was like 3 for sure if we were in high school.
When but like players skipped classes, like skipped school, called
You
it
would have been a
sick.
freshman. I was in 8th grade when Halo 3 came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
You could have been Call of Duty or something.
No. It was definitely. I'm pretty sure it was Halo. Either way, this like a couple players skipped practice, skipped school, all that shit, and like he found out about it, and they did it all for a video game, and he was so pissed.
Dude, I used to skip class to play Maple Story all the time.
I never skipped class
we were-
for video games.
When we were in, not just class, like school.
Yeah, never did that.
So when
I skipped class for food.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah. For construction, I used to dip out and get Don Chilito's breakfast burritos, and then I would ask Larson like if he wanted one, but the teacher he
Right.
taught the class, but he never wanted anything. So Jesse and I would always dip out and go get food, and then come back, eat it, and then nail some hammer.
Dude,
you know.
nail some hammer.
Hammer some nails.
Nail some hammer.
Nail some hammers. You know.
Hey, Mr. Larson, watch me nail some hammers.
You know, to be honest, that's probably something we try and do.
Oh, for sure,
You know?
100%.
Let's just do this instead.
Then you put the nail with the 2x4 instead of a hammer. Duh.
Certain things. I think this is why I don't like certain labor like that, like working on cars.
Yeah.
woodworking style things because the blades scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, dude.
And the year I took the class, one of the kids sawed off like 3 of his fingers on the bandsaw. And so when you hear that story, you're like, God damn,
that's terrible,
dude.
right?
Yeah, they had the people in class had to go around and pick that shit up.
Yeah. See, dude, I look at so I have a classic Mustang, and when I add coolant to it and shit, if I forget, I'll have it running just so it circulates through. And I'll open it and I'll twist the cap off, but the fan blade is just right there, and it's spinning so fast. I'm just like, that'll fuck you up.
Yeah, so that's what I always think about because my brother-in-law's a diesel mechanic and he works for the Beaverton School District doing their buses. He's the second man in charge.
Damn, okay.
But I always think, okay, to do stuff under the bus, you have to raise it.
Right.
People are underneath that shit.
Well, they have these things though too where it's they'll park it on the platform and it'll be built underneath.
Yeah, but it's just shake a brake.
No,
I crush your ass.
Me,
I think about that stuff.
Oh,
and I'm
trust me, I get it.
And so when I think about, the bandsaw doing all this stuff, I think I could seriously get hurt. Because it's not like if you're working construction and you have a hammer, you could hit the shit out of your hand.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
And it's going to hurt really bad, but most likely...
Off. Yeah. If you hit your finger off, you got some fucking problems.
Yeah, you're swinging that shit way too hard. You know what I mean? You could definitely get hurt.
Not way too hard. You're just swinging it at the same spot multiple times. Put some glasses on because you're hitting your finger, not the nail.
Yeah.
If you don't know that, come on.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but it always has freaked me out a little bit, and I think that's why I've always grown away from it and not towards it because it scares me. For whatever reason.
No, that makes sense.
Because you hear those stories, man. You always hear about people cutting their shit off.
Yeah, see, I'm also of the thought, too, if it's a simple fix, I'll tackle it. But if it's one of these things where it's going to be, a bunch of hours, and if I mess up one thing, I got to do it all over again, and there's potential it could fuck up everything else in my car.
Yeah.
It's do I trust myself that much?
Yeah. So if it's little stuff, I haven't learned, and this is maybe an embarrassing thing, but I haven't learned how to do an oil change. But I think it's because I didn't like the other stuff. Like I said, I grew away from it. I didn't want to do it. Yeah. And I didn't want to learn. I mean, I could learn.
No, for sure.
And I know that part isn't scary to me. It's just I'm not interested. I hate cars.
Do you know the difference between a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver?
Yeah.
All right, you're good.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved. You're set.
Flathead's the one that looks like a star, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus. Dude, could you imagine? Dude, there was this prank we did to freshmen that our coaches would do to freshmen too at baseball, and
I feel like we could change a flat tire.
Yeah, I don't know. I can figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Yeah.
But so this prank they would do is there was this one freshman kid especially, loved the kid. He always busted his ass, always tried so hard. Name was Francis. Super good dude, loved him. And our coach was like, Francis, go get me a left-handed screwdriver. He's like, what? He goes, I need a left-handed screwdriver. He's like, well, isn't there just... No, it's a left-handed screwdriver. And so he went in, and he was in the shed looking for his left-handed screwdriver, and he brought back a screwdriver. No, Francis, we need the left-handed one. This is a right-handed. And he went back. Dude, the joke went on for 20 minutes. He couldn't find it, and he was what the fuck, dude? Oh, he got so pissed. By the time he was done with it, he was just like...
Yeah, no, but fuck you.
No, he stopped. He goes, you guys are so stupid. Yeah. I'm trying to do you guys a favor, and that's how you thank me? Whatever. Screw you guys.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the pranks like that. What else was there?
Yeah, no, this reminds me of shit that people do at retail jobs. You're like, hey, or at food places. Mm-hmm. You're like, hey, can I have a large fry? We're out. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get this thing. Yo, you were just fucking with you. It's how would I know that?
Can I have a
funny joke.
My favorite at the golf course was bartending. Hey, can I have a Jack and Coke?
Can you?
Yeah, 100%.
Can you? Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I can, but I'm trying to be polite or whatever.
I did it to one guy, and he goes, really not in the mood for that today. And I was like, I will make this a little stronger for you. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's shit like that. You're like, how would I know?
Right? To which I'll sit there, then I started to do, all right, cool. As I'm making, what would you do if I said no? This guy's like, what would you do if I just took your tip jar and ran? I'd be like...
I've always wondered that, too, when you're in school.
Yeah.
Hey, Davey, can you read? Or will you read? Will you read out of the book? And you're like, no. But they just be like, all right. Well, I guess I'll move on.
Next. Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck that. I remember, did you ever have to do, the reading thing in class where you would read your section and then toss a piece of paper or an item?
Yeah, it's popcorn reading.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, if you're a teacher, too, don't do that shit to kids.
No. My favorite was, because it was a book, and I think it was Harry Potter or some shit. And I did not want to read it. And that was my friend.
I hate reading, too.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm very picky with my books.
Yeah.
But, so he, threw, I think it was a teddy bear. He threw the teddy bear at me, and I just leaned back in my chair, and it went to some other kid, and the teacher's like, can't do that. And I'm just like,
just did.
not reading.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do?
I love reading, but I hated that.
Yeah,
I hated because if I don't volunteer to do it, like I don't want to do it, man. Like just I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm taking it in. I'm doing myself. But the trick is, if you're a teacher, is to get it so that it's fun to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had a teacher in high school. I'm sure you had him, Mr. Lucero, Stephen Lucero.
Love Lucero.
He is by far my favorite teacher I've ever had.
Lucero
I've had
and
some really
Bella,
good teachers.
Those are my two favorites.
Yeah, I've had some really, really good teachers.
In the English department.
Lucero's definitely my favorite teacher because I had him in freshman year, and then I think I had him sophomore and junior year too, or I can't remember, but I had him multiple times. I took a class with him and Reichelt, where he taught the English side of stuff, and Reichelt taught the history side of stuff. So you learn the literature of the time, and then you learn the history of the time, which was really cool. And he made it really fun, but he was really good at knowing if the class wanted to learn or if they wanted to just mess around for a second. And so he would tell a story. So he would literally pause it and say, okay, here's a story. And you could get him off topic, or you could get him to talk about something. You'd be like, hey, tell us a story about camping, or tell us a story about Ouija board. Tell us a story about whatever.
Sure, man.
And he would be like, here's this thing about aliens. And he would talk about stuff. And he was one of those guys that I remember he always knew a little bit about everything.
Dude, right?
To where he could talk about it. But he was really good at going, okay, now that story is done, you go and you'll be like, thank you for giving us like a decompressing moment of being in school and going to anything else. You know, now at the Beaverton School District, or I think it's all the Beaverton School District for high schools, I think Wednesday's like a half day. They get out like noon.
Yeah. Wild.
So cool. Like that's a perfect idea, perfect thing. And the other thing too is kids go to school too early and they get too much homework. That's what happens. We've talked about school a little bit, but when you really think about it, even as an adult, getting up at 7 and being in algebra or calculus at 7:30, you're not ready to learn that shit.
Yeah, I have mixed reviews on that for sure. I mean, there's definitely like multiple avenues that you can go down. Like it works for some people, it doesn't work for others. But like, there's never going to be a universal system that works for everybody.
100%. But I think that the majority of studies have shown that like that age of kids between 15 and 18 need the most sleep, and they get the least, and they are going to school for almost the longest.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting.
Rough. Yeah,
no, it's
and I also, like I said, I think homework's bullshit. I think homework's busy work, and it's a way to make people feel productive. I think there are certain classes that homework is almost required in order to pass it, but I don't think homework should be part of your grade.
Yeah, see, the best math class I ever had in college, we had lab that we had to do, right? Okay. Which is where, you know, like they would take.
Yeah, you had like a class to learn stuff.
Yeah, so you had a class twice a week, and then you had a lab once in that week. And it was usually, so like if you had class on Monday, if it was Monday, Wednesday class, your lab would usually be either that Thursday, or there were some classes where it was like
Monday, Friday, lab Wednesday. Or
exactly,
like that,
yeah. And so for the homework, they would assign, so it would be like if there was, sometimes the homework in the lab would overlap. So it'd be like half the homework would be done on your own, and the other half that you didn't do would be done in lab. So then, like, it was kind of an introduction to it. They would give you, like, some easy problems, middle of the road, harder ones. And if you couldn't figure it out, then, you know, that lab was there to, like, work you through problems that you hadn't done.
Right.
So then you could go back and correct the ones you had done, which I thought was cool. Yeah. But yeah, it was never, like, you have to, I mean, obviously there were some math classes where it was like, you have to do all these before lab, and, like,
stupid.
40 problems.
So,
like,
I guess what I should
preface
that I don't mean that, for instance, if you take English, you're going to have papers to write.
I love papers.
That kind of stuff. You know, you're going to have essays.
Love them.
But don't make me read something and then have me turn in a worksheet off the book. You know, because almost every literature class in high school, you're reading like of Mice and Men.
Pages.
Of Mice and Men. Yeah. You're reading, what else do they have you read in that shit?
You know, here's the thing, man.
Wrath of Grapes.
Never read them.
You should read a Mice and Men. It's really good. And it's short.
Didn't read it.
But
I made it a point not to read any books and get through high school.
The other thing too is like now with like Cliff Notes and all different sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You can basically get the gist of every book. It's probably been out there for a long time. But my point is that if you want me to write an essay on Of Mice and Men, don't make me do 15 worksheets to get to the end of the book and then write the essay. Yeah, just make me write the essay.
Exactly. Or, I mean, make it a 3-part essay. First half, second half, and then like tie the theme together of the whole.
Or something, but don't do the work.
Right.
Just in my opinion,
Chapters 1 and 2.
It was stuff that I hated, and it was stuff that made a lot of people that I know, specifically in literature, hate reading.
Yeah.
And it made, which is a huge bummer to me, because I feel as though I am a creative person. I love reading. I love creating different things. I love to write. That's one huge reason why I love D&D is because you can tell different stories. And it's collaborative. It's teamwork.
Right.
For the most part, it's teamwork. And I think that a lot of that got thrown out with our generation because of how forced down our throats certain things like that were.
Yeah, well, it's just all about like how well can you regurgitate? Not are you learning, but like regurgitate.
Yeah, how about memorize?
What's your test
Can you
score?
memorize it?
Yeah, how's your test score?
And that was one big thing with Spanish and like languages was that it was about repetitiveness, which I assume helps you learn languages, but it wasn't conversational Spanish for me. It was, can you conjugate this verb? Can you write it down? And I got really good at writing it, and I got good at reading it. Yeah. But speaking it, I was never good at, and it's almost all gone now. So,
dude, going back to reading, I think one of the reasons I don't like reading, or I'm just like really hard on reading, is because back in 4th grade, like when A Series of Unfortunate Events was out, and like, those were the really books big, to read. Yeah. So we would rent them from the library as a class. We would read it as a class.
Yeah. You ever play Battle of the Books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won that a couple times.
Hell yeah.
But that little pizza party, ice cream party, whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, so I got in trouble because it got to a point that was super good, and I was into the book. I got in trouble for reading ahead, and I never like made the reaction like no. Yeah. Like my teacher would just see me flipping through the pages. Yeah. It came to the point that like we would do class reading. She would take my book away. Yeah. So now I'm just like listening to these people, but I'm distracted because I don't have anything in front of me.
Yeah, that's a bad move by her.
I hated it.
I got in trouble my junior year in trigonometry. I got in trouble for reading the end of reading Harry Potter because I didn't want to do math at the time. And
so you were just minding your own business? Minding my own business,
not distracting anybody, just reading my fucking book. And I was at the last, I was in the, epilogue, the end, right, of it. So it was
never read those.
You don't have to, but like, I was at the end, like I was just finishing the book, reading the epilogue 20 years later, 19 years later, whatever it was. And he was like, you need to put that away. And I was like, dude, like, come on. I was like, I'm passing the class. I don't want to do the homework. I don't feel like it. And I just want to read. He's like, you need to put it away. And so, like, I was like, all right, put it away. He turned his back, started reading again. And it's just like, stuff like that. I understand as a teacher, you're trying to keep your kids productive. But there's also going to be times, like, pick and choose certain shit. And it's kind of like preaching to nothing, too. Right. But that was the stuff that bothered me when I was in school. And I could tell it fucked people up in terms of reading, because I'll talk to some kids and they're like, dude, I don't want to fucking read anything. It's like, damn, man, I'm just that sucks, man.
So this is my biggest problem with reading is like, if you can't hook me quick, if it's like a very slow build, I just get so distracted so fast, and I can't do it.
If I start a book, I almost always finish it, even if it's terrible.
I have no problem walking away.
Yeah,
I will walk away.
Because every time I'm like, someone put the effort into writing it. It got published, so that's something. I read this book called Below, and it was about, because I'm really into sharks. I actually really like sharks.
Sharks are terrifying.
I really like them. And so I got this thing because I'm, Jaws and Deep Blue. Jaws was a book. I read that.
Yep, never read that. Just watched the movie.
Deep Blue Sea. I don't think it was a book, but like there's so many. There was shark stuff and like kind of like was it 7,000 Leagues Under the Sea and
something
different things like that.
Moby Dick.
7,000.
Just kidding. Moby Dick's a giant whale.
But Moby Dick would be one like kind of monsters under the ocean. Yeah. And so this was about like giant squids. It's called Humboldt squids.
Humboldt squids.
Humboldt.
Oh, Humboldt. Okay.
Yeah, and
Humboldt.
It talked about. It was basically the overfishing of the ocean was causing these big squids who are carnivorous to lose food. And so then they had, like, to survive, they started eating people.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
and I remember because
dude.
I'm a huge judge a book by its cover person.
Yep.
If I see a book and the cover is dope as fuck, I'm probably buying it without even reading the back.
Dude, that was the subtle art of not giving a fuck. Yeah. Hands down, one of my favorite books. It's just this giant orange cover with big black letters. So dope. I love it. Ray actually posted a picture of it on his Instagram story.
Oh, yeah?
And my parents were out running around. I was like, hey, Mom, do me a favor. Swing by the bookstore, pick up this book, I'll send you a picture, I'll pay you back. And she did it.
Yeah.
And I read it in a night.
Yeah.
So good.
I just always remembered, like, if the cover was really good, but the book was fucking terrible. But I kept reading it because I was like, this book could get good.
Yeah.
Something could happen, and it never did. But there's a lot of, for the most part, I really enjoy them. That's why I loved having the Kindle, was because there's a lot of books that were free, or like $1.99 or 99 cents, and books that I would never find anywhere else, but because they were like recommended to me or whatever it was, I could get it for cheap and then read it, and it was a quick read, and it was cool.
No,
and I had the physical copy, and I know a lot of people hate that, but I actually really enjoy it because I had the Kindle that didn't have a backlight, so it read like a book. It looked like a book.
Okay, I think I had that same one too. Yeah, where you would touch the side of it to turn the page.
Yeah.
And it had like the 3 little bar home button at the bottom.
I have the full keyboard.
Oh, okay. I had the one right after that.
Yeah, mine was like the OG, like almost the first one.
Yeah.
And you had to put it in a special case that had a light so that when it was nighttime, you could fucking read it.
That's hilarious. Dude, yeah, I remember my parents took a gamble and got me a Kindle for my birthday.
Yeah, it's a gamble.
Yeah, it's a huge gamble.
For somebody who fucking hates reading.
I know. Like, I was good at it. It's not like I couldn't do it.
I got that.
Yeah. But, and so I was like, all right, Hunger Games is out. That's popular. I've had friends who have read it. So, like, I'll buy one of those and try it.
Yeah.
Right?
You like that one.
And we had a road trip down to Coos Bay to go play baseball. I'm like, all right, well, what better time? I'll slap my headphones in and try this. If I don't like it, I'll just sleep. I did not put that thing down until we got to the game. I'm like, I'm not playing today. I'm just going to sit on this bus and read. It was so good.
Yeah, I should.
We talked about that a little bit, yeah.
I hate the movies.
Yeah, you should really read those. Give them a chance.
Yeah. I just remember high school wasn't bad for me. My sophomore year was the worst. I took classes. I took AP Euro.
Oh, dude, I took one AP class freshman year and never again.
Yeah. And then but I enjoyed high school. I did, like I said, I graduated early. I got out of there, which I don't regret it. But I think if I could do it over again, I probably would have stayed and taken like a TA class, taken early release and late arrival, and just been there, because everyone spent the last trimester of their senior year, which they set up to be pretty much nothing, to dick around and do whatever and just hang out, and I wasn't there, and so
for sure.
I don't think it hurt like it didn't hurt the relationships that I wanted to keep,
right?
But it would have been nice to just be there. But I mean, I don't regret it at all. No. If I could do it differently, I probably would have stayed.
Well, I mean, I had to for baseball, spring.
Yeah. So once basketball was over, it ended in winter, and it went.
I mean, I was good. I was done. So I took like a light load. I think in winter or fall, one of the two.
Yeah.
But then once baseball's over and I had everything I needed to graduate, I was like,
yeah. So what happened? Care. Yeah, what happened with me was typically you have to take all the trimesters. They set it up that way because you have to have drugs. You had to have like the lit and comp stuff, and to get all of your English credits, you usually had to go. But I took an extra credit on accident though, because they put me in this class, and it was for people who scored low on state tests. Okay. And so we were doing this stuff, and after the first day, I got pulled out by the teacher and my counselor. I'm like, hey, you accidentally got put in this class. The teacher was Martin, Mr. Martin, I think, Kmart, who did track and field and cross country and stuff. But he was a really cool teacher. He was really nice, funny, had like dad's sense of humor, which was cool. And actually, getting into high school, I didn't have very many male teachers. Yeah, most of them were female. And what isn't a huge deal, but to have a guy teacher when you're in high school, you can relate to them a little bit more as a guy. And so he was really cool, and I was like, no, I'll stay. Like, I didn't know that it would affect certain things going forward, but I was like, I'll stay, and I got an extra English credit, so I didn't have to finish it out. And, that's tight. But they tell you so much shit in high school, like you have to take a government class, you have to take
chemistry. I was told you have to take chemistry.
Yeah, you just have to have the credits, you have to do the science stuff. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I was so pissed about that. I had C's in chemistry. I never got it.
Dude, so here's my favorite
one. Plus, we were being taught by someone who's a fucking genius and just went through it. And it was just like, dude, I don't get it.
You know your stuff. Good for you.
Yeah, Hool was who I had.
Yeah, I had Hool too. Dude.
The only cool part about chemistry was when he blew shit up.
Yeah. Hool was he was the man, though. I loved him. I loved Hool.
You have to have a chemistry teacher who's kind of dumb.
Well, my favorite...
work through it. Dude, shit. That's what I had
Wait,
for,
that's not right. Hang
that's
on
what
one
I had
second.
for
Let me figure
econ.
this out.
I took AP Econ my senior year, and it was the first time Miss Smith taught it. Miss Smith is super cool girl,
Yeah.
woman, really intelligent, but this was her first time teaching the class, so she was new to it. And so she didn't have, the routine or the comfortability in it. So there was times where we get to a subject and she's like, fuck, I have to read about this.
Yeah,
I have to
figure
teach
it out as she goes,
So then we had to invest in trying to do it, or else the class was just stagnant.
Right,
and like, there's a certain point where class being stagnant is fine, but then you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to just sit here if we're not doing anything. So we had to teach ourselves and go through it.
This is the kind of student I was. I was such a little shit. I in my government class. So I went from econ to government.
Yeah.
In spring.
I didn't take government at all,
dude. So I took government, and my mom taught me always keep your papers, always keep your shit, like to prove that you did it, right?
Yeah. How do you prove that you did it if you got to turn it in?
Well, no, when they hand it back. My bad. I guess I should have, led with that. Photocopy it? I don't know. Anyways, so I sat there, and the final was getting ready to roll around. Like, we're getting to that point in the class. And I don't remember who my teacher was, but I did not care for her. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And so she sits there, and she goes, all right, cool. Well, if you want to come in and, like, see what your final grade needs to be to, how it's going to impact your grade, we can do that. So I go back there, and I think I had an 87 or an 88 in government. And
not bad.
No, I was fine with it. It's passing. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into government, so it doesn't impact me.
Yeah.
And
I hate politics.
Yeah, I do too, 100%. But so I sat there and I'm like, all right, cool. What if I get like a 96? My grade bumped up, I think, 2%. I was like, all right, cool. What if I get like,
so like
85?
Yeah. Close to an A, but not an A. Yeah,
exactly. And I don't think she would round up. But and so I sat there. I kept going through all this stuff. I was like, all right, well, what if I got like a 50%? And my grade dropped, I think, like 12%.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. What if I got 0?
Yeah.
And I'd still finish with the C. So I'm passing this class, no problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, dope. And so I go walking back to my seat. She goes, you going to study? And I was like, probably not. So I go to class the next day, right? All of a sudden, she goes, oh, yeah, we have updated grades on the back if you want to take a look. All of a sudden, I'm missing assignments left and right. And my grade goes from an 88, I think I'm down to like a 32. And I go, that doesn't seem right. But this is the beautiful part. So I sit there and go, oh, yeah, can we talk about this? She goes, ooh, there's a line of kids in front of you. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll wait. No kid went for like 5 minutes. I was like, all right, cool, we're talking about this. I took all those assignments up. It's like, boom, there is grade. She's like, okay, well, if you want to hand me CD, I'll plug them in. I was like, no. We got time. Let's plug these in. I'm not giving you my papers.
Yeah, so especially if you just pulled that shit.
Yeah, dude, like, what? So I remember, too, like, I rolled into that final. I was ready, man. Like, I'm done with high school. It was the last final I had to take. And I roll in, and she sits there, and she's just eyeballing me. She hands me the test. And I literally just went, C.
And you probably got like a 65.
Dude, probably something. I don't know. But I just, like, I was the first one out of there, done. And dude, just the look on her face was priceless.
Yeah, I mean, I think... I don't know. I don't understand.
Shit, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that portion. Like, it's not her thing, but I guess like your grade might affect her in some way.
Yeah,
if the grades aren't good enough.
Like, I guess. Yeah, I mean.
But I remember in 5th grade, I turned in like a reading. Like you had to read and then write about what you read.
Yeah.
And I turned one in, and if you didn't turn it in, if you didn't do it, you didn't get to go to recess. And obviously, when you're 8.
Recess is
that's the best thing you could do.
Yeah, that's like torture.
Yeah, if you're not there,
like,
you're sitting in class.
In jail, yeah.
You're just this stupid bitch who's sitting in class. Like, you dumb as fuck.
Or when the kids come back from recess, like all sweaty and tired, you're like,
what'd you play?
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
Is the sun out today?
I remember I turned it in, and she said that I didn't do it, so I was like, okay, well, I don't have it.
Right.
So I went through the stack, and mine was like the second one. Oh. So I don't know if she did it to me on purpose. I'm not willing to say that, but it was the second one, so it was obviously missed. And I was like, well, can I go? And she's like, but the thing was that she was like, okay. So I was like, what? I don't remember this. And I was, young. And I remember I got in trouble, too, because my friend's Matt Clay put his worksheet in the bin, or like the basket.
Yeah.
He put his in, and I put mine in on top of his. And then when the next day, it wasn't like at all related to the story I just told, but when the next day when it was read who got to go, Matt's name was like, he didn't get to go. And I was like, hey, he turned this, like I stood up for him, I was like, hey, he turned this in because I turned mine in right after him.
Yeah.
And she like accused me of like lying, and I was just like, it's like, I guess I get it, because kids are little shits, they're a little piece of shit, but it's like, if I don't have a track record of being a liar to you,
No, for sure. Do you ever have those like just those shitty days where you just didn't care? Like, did you ever have to like pull cards and change the color cards and like there's penalties for it? Okay, so
I never had that.
My second grade teacher, hands down, like one of my favorite teachers. I still keep in touch with her, Miss Tonjes. We oh my god. Oh god, will you send me that?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mitchell just showed me the best thing I've ever seen today. But yeah, so we had these things. It was like I guess it was like performance based or like attitude based. It was essentially like a not punishment chart, but for lack of a better term, we're gonna call it that. And you started at green, and I think there was 5 cards, and you had to pull it once you like did something wrong or got in trouble. Like you had to pull a card. So I think it went from like green to like blue to yellow.
Like orange.
To an orange and then a straight red, right? And once you got to red, like principal's office, phone call home, parent-teacher meeting. So I'm just having this shit day, I don't care. And I'm pulling cards, like, pretty often. And I get from the second to last one.
You're kind of a piece of shit.
Dude, well, no, I think my best friend had moved away, and I was taking it pretty hard. But, yeah, I was being a little shit, for lack of a better term, we'll say that. And so I sat there, and I pulled the second from the last one. I was at orange, right? And she just goes... Whew, keep it up. You're 1 card away. Like, one more thing, and you're going to be in the principal's office. I literally stopped. I remember saying this exactly, and she remembers me saying this. I said, all right, well, let me save you some trouble. And I pulled that last card and just went straight to red. And she's like, all right, go sit in the principal's office. And I just walked out. I was like...
Never got sent to the principal's office.
I did.
I got in trouble one time in middle school.
For what?
For, I maybe... Not necessarily... trouble. So it's 2 things. One, I was in a math class where we had to do rulers.
Okay.
Like, it was something that had to do with, like, measurement shit.
Yeah.
And so we had a yardstick, and we were out, me and my group were out in the hall.
Just beating the fuck out of somebody.
We were doing our shit, right? And I stood up, and I went to step, and the person, I can't remember who was in my group, stood up, and they had picked the meter stick up,
okay.
and I accidentally stepped on it, and it broke.
Oh, dude.
She made me pay for it.
What?
Like, the teacher made my mom pay for it.
That's whack.
And it was like...
Can you do that?
Yeah, I was like, what? And I thought it was just weird. Like, it was an accident. Like, stuff gets broken. Like, if I drop your stapler and it breaks, like, you're going to make me pay for a new stapler? That's weird. And then the second time, though, was in middle school where we were messing around, and my friend Zach McKenna...
Zach.
For people who don't know, like, probably for a lot of you guys, Zach McKenna was... he's always really short. But he was a wrestler, and he's really good at wrestling.
Dude, he was so good.
So it was really tough.
Dude, he would mess me up in Volk's class.
I think now he's like 5'2". Like, he's a short dude.
Yeah.
Maybe 5'4". Between that range. He's a short guy.
He'll still mess you up, though.
No, yeah, he'll mess you up. He helped me train when I did mixed martial arts.
Oh, that's right.
But we were, like, messing around, and he was dogging on me. I was dogging on him, and I went up to him, and I, like, grabbed his face and, like, smack his cheeks like that. And the lady, like, saw just that part. And she, like, made me, like, go around and, like, pick up trash. But I was, like, kind of debating with her. I was like, I wasn't doing anything. Like, ask Zach. Yeah. Zach left my ass out to dry, dude. He just was like, dude, he didn't say shit.
That's
like,
Zach, man. That's so funny. But it's not like... It wasn't a dick thing. He wasn't doing it to be an asshole. He just did it because it was funny.
Yeah, and I was like, dude. And so I was like, well, can I talk to Sanders then? Because Sanders was a football coach. Yeah. And I was like, can I use that football privilege? Yeah, I was. I was like, dude, like, this is fucked up. I want to go play basketball. Right. I was like, he's like, well, and I actually really respect this because he was like, well, if she said you gotta go pick that shit up, you're gonna go pick it up. And you're like, so like, he stuck to his guns of his coworker, and at the time I was like, Sanders, you a little bitch. You know, I was like, that's fucked. And now I respect it because it's the worst when like managers or employees don't back you up.
Right. You remember Principal Jurdy?
I don't remember the principals because I never talked to him.
Or Vice Principal Jurdy? Well, no, I was never in trouble. Okay, here's another little shit story. So we were playing kickball in middle school at recess, and I was getting overly competitive, right? And so, I mean, it was a bigger ball too. So like, this guy tried to bunt it, and I ran up to catch it, and I caught it, but like I fell to the ground. Like I secured it, but when I fell on it, the ball expanded. So like it hit the ground, but like it didn't hit the ground. I was holding it. Yeah. I fell into the ground.
Right, you're underneath it.
Yeah. And so I get up with it and I give it to Jurdy, and he goes, "Nope, he's safe." And then I go, "What?" And then like he tosses the ball back and says, "Show me how you caught it." So I caught it, showed him. He goes, "Yeah, see the ball's touching the ground." I says, "I'm bear hugging this ball. I'm on top of it. It's gonna hit the ground." He goes, "Well, it can't touch the ground. He's safe." And I stop and go, "Are you shitting me?" And so
How old were you?
I was 8th grade.
Okay.
And so I literally said, I went, are you shitting me? He goes, all right, calm down. I go, no, that is horseshit. And I straight up just kicked this ball into center field. He goes, all right, come here, young man. The bell blew, and I ran so fast into class, into a
You didn't know where to
swarm.
find you.
No.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, did I just do that?
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad, but at the same time, I was like, know the rules. If you're going to the game, like, know the rules.
Know the rules.
Like, that's it. That's all I'm asking for. You want to ask for help?
Dude.
Like, Jesus. And all these other kids are looking at me like, is he serious?
So I'm listening to this story, right?
Yeah.
And I think Xbox has finally just lost all interest on trying to make a cool console because they have, for some reason, spent their time designing body spray,
What?
antiperspirant, deodorant, face, body, and hair shampoo, soap,
So what happens when you get the red ring of death using
and then
that
XL.
shit?
Why is it, like, why are they making hygiene products?
Is this real?
Yeah. They just got announced at E3, I think.
An Xbox-inspired Lynx range is hitting Australia. Well, here's the question. Is it Xbox or is it Lynx?
It says fucking Xbox on there.
No, I know, but an Xbox-inspired Lynx range. So I wonder if Lynx is the company.
But either way, if you're Microsoft,
yeah, you got to see that and you're like, oh
yeah,
my
we're not that.
God.
Or like, where they're finally
At least they're not toilet paper.
saying
Get out of the gaming
gamers
industry.
smell like shit.
Yeah, that's fair
And you
too.
need to do it. But every time I've ever been to a gaming convention
Yeah.
and they give out like like your welcome pack, it always has deodorant in it.
Does it really?
Always.
Interesting.
Every time, because these gamers are fucking stinky as fuck.
Okay, here's my question for you.
What?
Xbox or PlayStation?
So
You got to pick one. None
Yeah.
of this in between shit.
So I've always
PC.
been Xbox,
Right.
Because of my friends,
Yep.
the people I played games with always had Xbox, and Halo's one of my favorite franchises of all time.
Yeah.
Because I spent probably the most hours playing Halo 2 and Halo 3 before
Right.
I got a PC. Those were the games I played.
I was garbage at Halo.
I was good at 2, but I wasn't great at 3.
Nope, garbage at both. Didn't matter.
But now I would probably not buy the Xbox, and I would buy the PlayStation.
Yeah, see.
Just for the games that they have. The solo.
I grew up a PlayStation guy.
Yeah.
Sony all the way. So
Yeah.
I've never made the transition. I wanted to, and then PlayStation just kept hooking me in.
I mean, I don't want to sound like, I don't know, piece of shit, but I always had both. Eventually, I would get both.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, like, because there were certain games, if I wanted to play a really fun single-player game, the majority of the time those were on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, like, Spider-Man and...
Yeah, I mean, I was big into, like, not big into Call of Duty, but, I mean, Call of Duty was,
Red Dead's not about, but Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 1 and
is
2
tight.
were my two favorite games. And then, but I remember Fallout 3 as one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed those things.
The main factor for me was I didn't have to pay to play online with.
Yeah, that was a big one for sure. But
And then they introduced it, and it was just like
that online subscription was like the only thing I could convince my parents to pay because it was $60 a year.
Yeah.
So they just didn't like think about it because a game was $60.
Right.
So if you're gonna buy me a game and I'm gonna play it for a year straight, 12 months, you're getting your money's worth.
No, definitely.
And so
Like for something.
but I had a bunch of friends who played WoW,
Yeah.
and that was $15 a month.
Yeah, dude.
And my parents were like, "You're not doing that shit."
I never got into WoW.
I played the free
Trial
3-day
version?
trial, and I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
I played the free 3-day trial, and I got so hooked on it that I was like, wow, yeah, nope. 3 days, that's good enough.
Yeah, I never got into it. I actually don't like the game at all.
Interesting.
I like what people tell me about the lore and like the backstory and the game's rich
Dude,
history of it, but
I used to get so
into the game.
sucked into like prestiging in Call of Duty.
yeah, I never got into that. Either.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because like Call of Duty used to be so fun to play, and I would just like play with a bunch of friends. And now all the friends that I would play Call of Duty with are either busy working, or our schedules don't line up, or they're playing Fortnite.
Yeah, a lot of
Everybody's
people
just
playing
so used to Fortnite. I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm not really into the BR games anymore, but I was for a while. But I haven't even played. Like I didn't even play Apex because I was just over it. But Call of Duty 2 is my favorite Call of Duty. That and World at War. I know a lot of people love Modern Warfare, but it was
World at War.
World
yeah.
at War was my favorite. I think World at War or Call of Duty 2.
I'm really
and I was actually good at Call of Duties.
I'm really hoping the new one is like on point. I'm hoping they can.
I
revive
would
it.
wish they'd just stop.
I'm not going to pre-order it. I might pre-order it.
I wouldn't pre-order it.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna go out and get it opening night though. October 25th. When is that?
Yeah. What other games that I pre-order? Feel like UFC games that I went and got it at midnight and played it and stuff.
Never did
but the
that.
bullshit part about games now is you pre-order and you go get it at midnight and it's got to download to your console and you can't even play it.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah. So I just started. What I started doing was I bought games digitally.
Yeah.
And then because you could pre-download a portion of the game.
Nice.
So that you could go. But the other thing that's scary about digital though is if you sell your console,
Yeah, you lose it.
you lose the game because it's tied to your account. And also, I talk about this all the time with D&D because they offer it in hardcover and they offer it on this website that I play games on, which is Roll20.
Okay.
If you buy digitally and that company goes out of business,
Yeah.
you lose it. But there are things too where you buy a thing on iTunes. You buy a movie, and if that movie gets removed from iTunes, it's gone. You paid for a movie that no longer exists. That's bullshit.
That's why you always have to drag it over to the external hard drive.
But that's just such bullshit.
No, it is for sure.
To somehow swing that, and people are like, yeah, this makes sense to me. I don't know. I fucking hate it. It's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't know.
What's your most? I was gonna ask what's your most embarrassing moment, but we'll ask that when Jesse's here on Thursday.
Oh yeah, gives you some time to think about it.
Yeah, I have two.
I mean, you asked, so I'm gonna give you one of mine for sure.
No.
No, I'm giving you one.
No, because it's the most embarrassing moment, bro.
That's true.
The thing that you like when I first told this story, I was like, oh, hurt my soul to tell. Now I don't care as much because I told it so many times.
Interesting.
But I have two, and I've told the second one I've never told anyone.
Well, I have several embarrassing stories.
No, just the most.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we'll save it. We'll save it.
Oh
All
God.
right.
Like that. You're like, oh shit.
Should not have done that. I should not have done that.
I should not have done that.
All right. Yeah, I'll save that. I'll save that for Jesse. But dope. Is there anything else you want to cover? I think that's
I don't know.
pretty tapped.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I can't see it on my contacts in.
Yeah, you're as blind as a bat. Name that movie.
It's just the same.
Batman Forever.
It's just the same.
Jim Carrey's the
It happens
Joker.
in so many. It's like being like, hey, what's up? Name that movie.
Well, no,
They say that shit and everything.
No, I remember this exactly because Batgirl and Robin, they're like held hostage by the Riddler, Jim Carrey, and Two-Face, right? And so Batman gives this riddle.
What does this end?
Batman Forever. Old Batman movie.
yeah.
And so Batman gives this riddle to Jim Carrey, and he says, "That's easy. You're as blind as a bat." And Batman goes, "Exactly." And then he like
Turns
flips.
up the lights.
He like flips this thing on his eyes. It changes everything. He throws his little batarangs, and then he doesn't hit like 100% what he needs to. And Jim Carrey just goes, "Bummer." And he like presses this button, and like both the characters fall, and Batman has to figure out a way to save them both. Dude, for some reason that stuck with me. But I remember Jim Carrey's face just going, "Bummer," and I would try so hard to do that.
Yeah.
Ugh, good stuff. God, I love it. Dumb and Dumber, dude. That's a staple of a movie.
Yeah, there's movies like that I enjoy more now.
I used to watch it every day.
Than what I enjoyed then.
Freshman year of college. Every day it would be playing. It would end and we would just automatically start it up again and people would just come and go. And what's really funny is like when you leave at a certain point in the movie, like the next day or something like that, or like a couple hours later, you come back and it's at the exact same point. You're like, all right, cool, that worked out. But just me? Nope. All right, cool.
No, I mean, there are times, but I never watched movies. I didn't watch the same movie on the same day over and over.
Oh, we did. We thought it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I did.
Big gulps, huh?
But there are definitely movies
see you later.
that I watch on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But never like, oh yeah. You know what I used to do was back when parents really cared about sports. So like middle school, they used to film the sport, and then so I had one for football my 6th grade year, and one for basketball my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Okay.
Where a dad filmed and then edited the thing to like highlights of the season, and then edited it specifically for each person.
That's cool.
So highlights for them. And I remember I used to watch that like nightly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad recorded a lot of my
that.
games. My dad has all my games. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to go back and watch, like just me with
Nostalgia
long hair,
stuff.
then me with like medium long hair, then short hair.
Yeah.
In like 6th grade, I had stupid long hair. And
Me
it's funny
too.
when you would like play.
I had stupid long hair until my freshman year, and I cut it.
I see. I did it. I think I would cut it, grow it, and then just chop it all.
No,
off
like my hair was like
No, I remember your hair. Yeah,
a ponytail length.
but
sure.
so I would.
But I could never do it because I look like a girl. I look like Kendall.
Yeah. I would watch
I did that Snapchat app. I fucking look exactly like her.
Dude,
it's gross.
I
not
can
that
see
she's
100%.
gross, but I look scary.
Right? Yeah. No. But I'd watch his pitching motion frame by frame, and like there would be a point where I would release the ball, and like my hair was literally just like covering my face.
Covering your eyes, yeah.
Yeah, like not even just like one eye partially. It was like over here, and then it would go back.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a point if you hit that back at me, like.
Yeah, you can't see shit.
No.
I always did this stupid shit when I was pitching where when my arms would come up, I fucking hit my hat off my head. I don't know why.
Did you ever think to maybe not take your arms up?
No, how do you pitch then? How do you get the,
You don't have to do that. I don't do that.
Yeah, well, that's why you stop pitching.
That's not true. I pitched for a while. You could just go like
How
up
long
to here.
Sooner or later, you're going to stop. You can't get all the force, man. You got to get it up. You know?
I guess.
Yeah, 100%. That's leverage, dude.
I mean, there is such a thing as wasted motion, but all right.
For sure, there is.
I don't think this is really the leverage that you need because it all comes back to here.
No, you get it going, dude.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Entirely. 100%. We'll ask Jesse. We'll get his hot take on it.
I have to watch some Major League pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do this for sure.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, a lot of it's a rhythm thing. Not every one of them does it.
So weird.
Some guys go like this.
I would never guess.
Some guys go like this. They just go boop, and then they drop here and go straight back up.
Where?
Whatever.
It's so crazy.
Fuck you.
That happens.
Pay me. I hate you.
So weird, dude.
Shut up. Should we just Google it?
No. I'm sure there are multiple answers,
For sure.
but there's only one right one.
Yeah, mine.
I just spit the facts.
No, you didn't.
I just spit straight truth facts.
I spit hot fire.
Yeah. It was super, I'm super right.
Whatever. I'm Superman.
Superman?
Boom, boom.
Gosh. You're disgusting.
You're
End this
disgusting.
podcast.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. Fuck. Mitchell's had enough of
I'm
me.
about to beat your ass.
Wow, it might be Jesse taking my spot permanently.
No, but we're doing really good. You guys are helping us out a lot. You guys are killing it.
For
We're
sure.
At, 109 total downloads. What else? We're getting higher on our follows on Instagram. Not
Yep.
high, but people
They're
are following.
increasing, steadily
and we're trying to
increasing.
do a little bit more.
Getting a little more traction.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think. Jesse will be on
Next
episode, which is going to be on
Thursday, the 13th.
No, it will air on Friday.
Or air on Friday, yeah, I'm sorry.
Comes
Yeah.
out on Friday the 14th.
Yep.
And so we'll record on the 13th. And Jesse's super cool dude. We've known him for a really long time. I've known him since the fourth grade.
Hilarious.
Really funny guy. So I'm excited for you guys to get to listen to him and get to learn about him. If you guys have any questions that you want us to ask him or anything that you guys want us to talk about on that specific episode, hit us up at Neighbor Podcast on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. YouTube. Just drop anything. You can also, I believe you can leave a comment on Podbean as well. Subscribe on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify. I think some of them are called follows. I don't know. Just do what you can. Share it. Word of mouth is going to be the biggest thing too. Social media is obviously big, but as you can see, people in fucking the Marylanders are. Is that what we decided they were called?
Is it Marylander or is it Marylandians?
No.
Marylanders.
Yeah,
I think
Marylanders.
it's, I got caught up with Atlanteans.
Yeah.
It was my bad.
It had to have been word of mouth.
Yeah.
Because they went up to
who in
5.
Maryland, yeah.
Yeah, who was it? I don't know. I literally don't know anybody who lives there.
I don't think I do
that I can
either.
think of. I mean, with streaming and stuff and the small, medium-sized reach I have on Twitter,
Right.
I don't remember talking to anybody who
It's from Maryland.
is from Maryland.
Yeah.
But we appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
super
big
cool.
time, 100%. So,
It's really cool to see that. I mean, we had one person from Portugal listen.
Yep.
We have one person from Ontario, Canada listen. We have people in Texas and California, Washington. We've had Maryland, New York, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado. So it's been really interesting and cool. And I know we kind of touch on this every time, but we really appreciate it
For sure, big time.
Neither of us thought that we would get where we're at in 3 to 4 episodes, 5 episodes, 6 episodes deep. We thought like, we get some people are really just the people who knew us.
Yeah, like our core group of friends.
Our core group of friends would listen, and even then, maybe not every time. Like,
Right.
they might listen to it when we tell them, hey, this episode is really funny. We talk
Right.
about something really funny. Or they might listen just when we had asked them to join in.
For sure,
And so
100%.
then they would do stuff. But it's been really cool.
Yeah, it's a long-winded thank you. We appreciate you guys tuning in, giving us a listen, checking it out.
Yeah, it's been
And
fun.
so we'll keep it coming until you guys grab your torch and pitchforks and make us stop. Even then, we'll keep going.
Yeah, Frankenstein never stopped.
Nah, I am the monster. Just kidding. I'm your neighborhood douche.
And that shit.
All right, adios, everybody.